this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving, so this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way, that this is a very special day.
A very special day it is. It's a finally fantastic, maybe just a little freaky Friday. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning, is Laura Lee. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Miss
Happy
Becky.
Friday. Football Friday.
It's Football
I knew you were going to say
Friday.
that. We're on to the 30th day of September. Wow, time flies when we're having fun. Last day of the month, right?
Yay.
In the hot seat this morning, we do have with us our own Todd Murphy. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
Happy Friday, right?
Happy Friday. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
I love
ma'am.
that. Love that. All right, Laura, let's thank our sponsors.
Absolutely. We want to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindigan, and Fox Crowley Wealth Management.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. All right, today in holidays today is Ask a Stupid Question Day.
No question is stupid.
Stupid, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, yeah.
I've got one.
Okay.
Why do we drive on a parkway but park on a driveway?
Whoa! Oh, Todd, you're going to be our entertainment this morning, too. Look at you.
go.
That's deep thoughts with Todd Murphy. There we go.
Well, early on
love
Friday.
that. I know. Laura and I are trying to process.
Stupid question.
I know. Well, you're on that. Yeah. That's great. Today is chewing gum day. Todd, do you like chewing gum?
I do. Yeah, I do. I'm an old juicy fruit kind of guy.
Ooh,
Remember back in the day, the juicy fruit? Yeah. It only lasted about 12 seconds
Yeah.
of flavor, but the boy it was a nice 12 seconds.
Packed with gum, definitely. Laura, do you chew gum?
Well, I do, as long as I've always been a stickler. It stays in your mouth. I do not want to be walking in gum.
That's true.
That's my
true.
biggest thing. The
You know-
second I step on it.
You know, during when everybody was masking up, I didn't like to wear a mask and chew gum. So I stopped I was a, kind of avid chewing gum person, but I kind of stopped chewing gum. So every now and then I'll have some, but I've kind of broke the habit of it.
It's hard to blow bubbles with that mask on.
Exactly.
Oh,
And I do like to blow the big bubbles. I do.
There you
Yeah,
go. The
got it.
Hubba Bubba.
Hubba
Hubba
Bubba.
Bubba, yeah. That's my
Yeah,
wife's
you get a
favorite.
Hubba Bubba.
Yeah, she loves the Hubba
got
Bubba.
that.
The zebra. Remember the zebra?
Yeah,
Yeah,
zebra
zebra
gum,
gum.
That
yeah.
didn't even last 12 seconds.
No, it's great flavor for just a
Oh, yeah.
minute.
Hot
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so good. Yeah. This is also extra olive oil day. I love olive oil. German butter brat day, and it shows butter. Is that a butter brat? Butter brat?
Well, a brat is a type of sausage, so it must be a sausage
Oh.
that's cooked in butter or something, I guess.
I'm with you. I'd take it.
I love German food.
I do
Love that,
too.
Yeah.
I do
Love
too.
German. I spent about 4 or 5 months in Germany in the
Oh.
military, me and my wife, and
Well, thank you
we
for
fell
sharing.
in love with German food there. So
Oh,
yeah, we love that German
definitely.
food.
Yeah. Those says I'm 100% with you. Yeah.
The little place in Jasper.
Oh.
Well, the little place in French Lick.
Oh,
Have you been to that one?
No.
Phenomenal.
Is it?
Oh, you get their platter and you get a variety of everything. It is fantastic.
Oh.
You got to go there.
And then if they say, do you want a pretzel? Have you their pretzels? They're huge.
Huge, yeah.
They just hang, and then they give you the butter, or they give you the cheese. I mean, it's just like,
yeah.
you can't stop.
No,
you
it's
know?
good.
I'm wanting German. All right, hug a vegetarian day.
Need a hug.
Have you ever heard that? Speaking of trying to be funny over here, yeah, they do need a hug. They say, what's the definition of a vegetarian, a bad hunter? Have you ever heard that before? Yeah, I don't know.
We're joking on coffee
I
quite
know. We're just so
Funny
funny.
day.
Yeah. Let's see here. International Thunderbirds Day. Thunderbirds. International Translation Day. Love that translation.
Sometimes we need translators in Washington County for our
I
our
know.
claim.
I know. National Bakery Day.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you beat
yeah.
that.
We've got a fantastic
It's kind of
bakery.
thinking
Yeah.
maybe there'd be some baked
Baked-
goods
well,
here
we
in
have the
coffee this
cake.
morning.
We have the
Not,
cake. I know.
not seeing coffee or baked goods
Oh, I
this
know.
morning.
That's so funny you say that, Todd, because we had the coffee pot right here, and then it would sit and it would make the noise. It would make a
Yeah.
real loud sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And so anyway, so I'm like, okay, I don't know about that.
Moving the coffee, yeah.
yeah. So we put it in the other room, and then anyway, and then it got to where sometimes the guest wouldn't drink it, and I would drink it all. You know what I mean? So I was like, I can't keep doing it.
Yeah.
Turn the vice off.
Yeah,
There
right,
you go.
exactly. This is National Hot Mulled Cider Day.
Ooh, mulled cider, yes.
Is it mulled? I call
yeah.
it mulled.
yeah, hot mulled cider, yes, wonderful.
Oh,
Yes.
spicy, isn't it? Isn't it really good?
It's just really good. Yeah, it's
sounds
really
good.
Yeah.
National Love People Day. I love people.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's really fun. I mean, people are fascinating. They're very interesting. You know. National Mud Pack Day. You know, when you do those facial mud packs.
Oh.
I love those. You
I
know.
thought it was National Mud Pie Day. Remember
They're-
making mud pies when
I
you were a kid?
was so
yes,
good at that. I could make
yes.
a mean mud pie.
That's
I
right.
could pick every flower because I like to decorate.
Yes,
Me too.
yes,
Me too.
yes.
And then put little rocks on them.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know.
And then
Yeah.
get in
You
trouble.
set them out and you let them bake in the
Put
sun,
all
and then you throw them at your brother.
Oh well, I didn't do that, but there you go. That's yeah. National Preparathon Day, and this is a good time to get prepared in the month. You know, making sure like if you and we're seeing all the things, all the tragedy, which definitely keep Florida in your thoughts and prayers. And they said actually that it's more dangerous like after the math because you have all that carbon dioxide, you got all of that water, you got drowning, you've got so much going on afterwards right now.
And all the damage to the buildings.
Buildings, yes,
people
which if they
without
collapse,
homes,
or, yeah, so we just really need to keep praying for them. And I saw an alligator going down the street, and then a shark.
Shark, I saw a shark one, I saw a shark one,
Yeah.
It's kind of scary about those bull sharks because they can be in fresh water or salt water.
Yeah.
And so or brackish water, so they could come right up into town, man. The water's high.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, very scary. This is also National Orange Shirt Day. I love orange. Like orange shirt. And
One
we can
of
talk
us
about
have
Tennessee,
orange.
although we're wearing
No,
red
no,
now.
no,
No.
Red shirts. Oh,
Yeah.
I love red shirts.
There you go. Yeah, totally mistaken there, Becky. Totally mistaken. Yes, that's right. What was wrong with me over here? Save the Koala Day.
Ah, koalas. You gotta love a koala.
Time for Yoga Day. I love yoga, and they're a lot of fun. And yeah, I've got a daughter that does yoga, and I've done it with her before, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of stretching. It's a lot of it's quite a workout there.
Oh, I do. They say it's really good for you.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of just like calming and taking care of yourself like that. So there you go. Get out and enjoy for sure. All right, Todd, we're so glad to have you with us
Well,
today.
thank you.
And you contacted me, and I was so happy to hear this. And of course, we love and we support 100% our men in uniform, our policemen and women, all across the whole I guess global area. We
Sure.
really want them to know we're so happy for all that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they sacrifice a lot.
They do.
They
Todd.
sacrifice a lot of family time,
Oh.
time with their kids. They sacrifice. They just
Yeah.
sacrifice a lot for a community, and
They do.
they're so valuable
Yeah,
to us. You
yeah.
know.
And I
When you're in
think-
trouble, that's who you're going to call.
Absolutely,
You know? And
yeah.
you want them to be there. And so they give a lot. They give a lot.
They do, and I feel like that's something that we need to make sure, especially right now. They never know what they're going to get into. They never know, when they walk out that door, they don't know what their day holds for them.
Don't even know
or
if they're coming
evening.
home. That's
I
right.
can't even,
Yeah,
and
every
it's
day.
true. And, they're seeing so much and doing so much, and I think we can't do enough to support them.
I've talked to so many officers, and they say they make sure every morning they kiss their wives and they kiss their kids. They tell them, "I love you,"
Yeah.
because they don't know that could be their last words to their family.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, very much so. Yeah. So, I just think, I just want to make sure that we realize that how much what they do and how grateful we are.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we put together a big coming up. Tell us what we got going on.
Well, there's an organization called Faith in Blue. We got involved with this the first year they came out in 2020. And the whole idea behind Faith in Blue is to try to do some repair with the community and the police. Now, other communities have been impacted by this more than Washington County has been impacted by this, I'm sure. bigger cities have been impacted more by this. But definitely, I think all of us have seen through the media, through the news, a disconnect between the police and the community and the people at large. And so this organization, the whole idea behind this organization is to reconnect our men in blue with the community. And what they're using is they're using the faith community to do that, to bring that together. And so I think that's a really cool thing, because I think the faith community is so large, and so to be able to combine the faith community with our police officers and then the community at large, to have events all over the United States. These are going to happen all over the United States.
Awesome.
Events to do just that, is to bring community and police officers together so that the community can see, hey, these guys really do care about you. They're really out here doing their very best. And this is good for the police officers because they see a community that's supporting them.
Absolutely.
Instead of only hearing what you sometimes only hear in the news, which is the negative and the bad things, and that can get a little depressing, for the police officers when you only hear this negative stuff, and don't feel that support. And so, I think it's just a powerful way to bring people together. So what we're doing, and each community can do whatever they want to do. It's up to that community to pick whatever event they would like to do. Some communities do trunk or treats, or some communities might do an art fair, or some might do a craft fair, some might do just any kind of thing you can think, maybe have a concert, just whatever you can think of. The Faith in Blue organization helps whoever the representative for that police department to organize and design and pick a program that would work good for them.
Awesome.
And so what we decided to do this year was to do a blood drive.
Yeah.
Because what better way not only to bring the community and the police officers together through the blood drive, but then we're also helping our community as a whole by donating blood, which we always need blood.
Absolutely.
We're always short on blood.
Yeah.
And so we felt like this would be a great way to do multiple things to help in multiple areas, to do what the Faith in Blue is all about, but also to now help the American Red Cross in getting blood donations.
Right.
And so that's what we decided to do. And so,
Love that.
I think it's exciting for us to be able to bring this program together. So we're doing that on October the 8th, Saturday from 12 to noon. And it's going to be held at the First Christian Church in Salem here, right downtown, at 305 East Walnut Street, Saturday, October 8th from 12 to 5. And so we have got, the Sheriff's Department has the information on their Facebook page. It's going in the paper. I assume it'll be in this week. The church has information about it. I've also put on the Salem Talk webpage. I put a thing on there about it. So there's a way you can go on there. There's little barcode things you can use to scan those. But way you can go on there and go ahead and register and pre-register for the event.
Okay.
And that would be fantastic for you to come out and meet some of the police officers. The police officers are going to be there volunteering.
Oh.
They're going to do the registration. That's my word there.
Yeah.
They're going to do the registration so
yeah.
that as the community comes in, they can interact and talk and meet with the officers. Officers can meet with them, and then they go and they donate blood, and so it's a. I think it's going to be a really good day. So if you would like to be a part of that, you can go on to the American Red Cross. You can go on to any of these other areas that I've told you, the Sheriff's Department's Facebook page, my Facebook page, First Christian's Facebook page. All of those are all going to have the information on there you need.
And I'll have it on my Facebook.
Okay, great. Thank you, Becky. And on WSLM, and then it's going to be in the paper as well.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to fill all those slots and just have a great day of donation and come by and meet the officers and just have a wonderful day.
Right. Well, I think that's very important, and I think it's great. And you're actually doing a couple of things there. You're bringing the community together, to show our officers how much we support them. And also we're giving to the American Red Cross, which we always know, that's important to give blood.
Yeah.
And if anybody's had a loved one that has been in the hospital and needed blood, we know how important that is.
It's absolutely very vital.
Yeah.
And it just seems like there's just never enough.
Right.
There's just never enough blood on hand. And so
Right.
the Red Cross is always pushing to get as many donations as they can to keep that blood bank up at levels, Because again, like we were just talking about earlier, you don't know when something bad, like a situation in Florida, is going to happen, and then you need a lot of blood. And so they're trying to keep that blood bank, filled as high as possible.
Yeah.
That way, when a tragedy hits your area, you you've got what you need.
Right. And for, I'm a blood donor. I just want to remind everybody, make sure you're feeling good that morning, eat a good healthy breakfast, and, or a good healthy lunch, I guess, if it's at noon, and be ready to give life. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. It's a great thing, and First Christian Church is a good location.
Great location, right in the middle of town, so it's easy to get into. Good parking.
Sure.
It'll be right there in their activity center, their fellowship hall. I think it's the right word. So it's right there in the fellowship hall, and of course like I said, the sheriff's department's going to be there to help. All the American Red Cross people will be there, so we should be able to move people in quickly, get their donations, so you can go on with your day and continue to have a great rest of your day. But
now, will they have the bus, or are they just doing strictly the?
They may have the bus out there. I'm not sure. They didn't tell me that specifically, but I know they're going to be doing most of it in the fellowship hall.
Right,
so they'll have all the tables set up, and they've got some. They got this new thing now where you can give like platelets or something, the Go Red or something they call it. So they'll have probably all that set up in there, and that way they can get as much life-saving blood as possible.
Yeah. Again, do you know what are some of the, because we reach other communities too, or have you talked to some of the other communities, what they're doing?
I haven't.
I don't know if that's something that you, like a networking with them? Or?
No, not specifically. It's really up to each community to pick their event, and I just haven't heard. I'm sure other communities are going to be doing things that weekend, and it's really the whole weekend, so people can do things that whole weekend of October 8th there, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that whole weekend, and but I'm sure there'll be lots of creative ideas, out across the, and you can always get on Faith in Blue website, and I'm sure there's a list there that probably shows all the different communities that's doing things and what they're doing and what events they're doing. A couple of years ago we just actually stationed a couple of cars at each church here around the community. So we had one here at First Christian, we had a couple of cars, out at down on 135 South at what's the big church out there? Southern Hills, thank you. Had a couple cars at Southern Hills, had a couple cars on the west side of the community at Mount Tabor, and just invited families to come in, bring their kids, and get to see the cars, kind of climb through them, see what they look like. We get the lights and hear the sirens and that kind of thing, and that was a fun event as well. But I think we're really excited about this one, just because we're doing this is going to really make a big impact on the community with this blood, and so I think we're really excited about this one this year.
Well, it should be. Yeah, it is exciting, definitely. And this is something, you want to make sure that, a lot of times whenever, a policeman or woman has been called out and they're, come to a situation, it's not always a good situation, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so they don't always get a shining light, there's not always it's not always a positive, so to speak, if you will.
Sometimes,
yeah. And so what a blessing that you can see them and get to meet them and, and get that relationship with a child to realize that if you need them, you can call them and they are,
Yeah.
And get that one-on-one, and that's what they always say, to really get that exposed that they're here to help.
Right, yeah, you don't want a separation. And it seems like right now sometimes that's what we deal with, where the police seem to be separate from their communities.
Yeah.
These people live in the community too.
Yeah.
They go to Walmart and they go take their kids to events and they do all the stuff like that. They're just as much a part of the community as the rest of us. So they love their communities. And I know, I'm the chaplain for the sheriff's department. I know these men and women. I know how much they love what they do, but how much they love this community as well. And they love this community.
Right.
And they want only the best for it.
Yeah.
Now, is everyone perfect? No.
Uh-huh.
Is a mistake possibly could be made? Well, sure. But at their heart, they love this community. They love what they do, and they truly want to serve and protect Washington County. And so when people can just meet them on a personal level, instead of only meeting them at a traffic stop or only meeting them when there's something wrong, it really helps to know that these are just regular folks, just like me and you, and they love and care about the community and love and care about each other, and are just out there doing the best they can on a very tough job.
Definitely.
I just went on the Faith in Blue website, and oh my goodness, there is just hundreds and hundreds of different events. Some of them, though, we was wondering what other communities are doing. There's a prayer walk. There's
where at? Do you have some location?
I mean, it's from all over the U.S. So you got to click on them each.
Oh, okay.
Fellowship and law enforcement. Someone's doing a Faith in Blue car show. A Faith in Blue pastor's breakfast. There's one that's a Faith in Blue clean up the streets. So they've kind of
they
took it and really
it
it
is, and it's all over really.
Yeah.
It's a really big program.
Yeah,
It's gaining a lot of national attention, and
the map is it's basically red.
Yeah.
That's all the
events. The events all over the United States. Yeah, that's excellent.
And they'll all be taking place the October
same weekend. That's right. That same weekend. So that way that you can. So it's kind of. It kind of builds the excitement, the intensity as people hear about all these different things that are going on. So I encourage everybody to get on the website, look and see what this organization is all about. It's very good, it's very solid, and again, they're just their whole idea here's their thought process. The faith community in the United States is about 65 million people. Well, that's the largest organization of people. So by using the faith community to bring the outstanding community and the police officers together, you're talking about a massive amount of people that can get together and make a difference in communities all across the United States. So it's just a wonderful idea, and Washington County is proud to be a part of that. This has been important for Brent Miller and our sheriff, and he thinks this is just a very important program, and he's been really the one to make sure I knew about this and to spearhead this, and of course I was happy to take charge of it when he asked me, and I think it's just really fantastic. But this is an important thing.
Definitely. Now I'm going to put a little side note because on the 29th we're going to have the Boo Bash, and Brent's going to be there. And I'm telling you right now, the Sheriff's Department, you guys bring good candy.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Yes, good candy.
We in fact, that's it. We tossed around doing a trunk or treat just for this, but
you are on the 29th.
Well, Brent says Brent's like, well, we're already involved in so many other trunk or treats.
Right.
We need to do something different. So that's when we kind of went over and got decided to do the idea of doing the blood.
I think Brent likes to. Yeah, he's very much involved. He's
I wonder if Paw Patrol's gonna show up.
Maybe
I love that. We love that. Yeah.
The kids love that last year.
Yeah, and then our fire department always comes, and they always, the kids love, the fire department and the police department, and and the relationship is always.
Well, and isn't it neat to know that he went out with his own money and bought that costume.
Yeah.
To help with relations to the sheriff's department. He wouldn't say, no, I don't want taxpayers to buy a costume for me. I'll buy that myself because this community is that important to me, so that we can get out here and keep relations with kids, and I just love it.
Yeah, I do too.
And Paw Patrol is so popular that kids recognize, Chase's on the case.
I was going to say,
people recognize that right away, and so great idea by Brent to bring that on and to use that.
Yeah.
And,
so I'm excited because I'm happy that when I called him about our event, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be there. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm happy about that. So they are very. I feel like Todd. Okay, I'm not to take away because I think this is absolutely fantastic. Love this. Love this. But I think and I'm going to brag on our sheriff's department and our police department because I feel like they are very involved in our activities that our community does.
You see them
all
over.
And I know, and I love that. And we got to keep that going.
They're very involved with the fair. They're very involved. That's that's volunteer work.
Oh yeah.
Don't misunderstand. A lot of people think, oh well, a lot of paid stuff. No, this is a lot of volunteer work.
Yeah.
This is volunteers. These guys coming in, working the booth up at the fair and doing different things. But any kind of an event you're going around, and most of the time you're going to see some type of representative from the sheriff's department, if not Brent himself as the sheriff. Being there and doing public relations and making sure people see how much he loves this community, and I love that.
I do too.
I was just going to say they were even at the cemetery walk.
Yeah,
they did the cemetery walk with us.
Yeah.
Well, and when we had the prayer vigil for the little boy, we had those prayer vigils. They were all right there with us praying, and again, this is what you want to see from the local departments. The police and sheriff both. This is what you want to see. You want to see them involved with our community, supporting our community, not just in law enforcement, but in every aspect.
Yeah.
And that's what you see with these departments, and I love that.
I do too, but I do think that our community. And I want it to continue, which is important to continue. I feel like we do love our officers and we do respect them.
I think so.
And I think we are unique in that, somewhat. You know what I mean? That we do really are very good. A good relationship. I think there's something about a good relationship.
I think so too.
You hear some of the negative stuff in other, and I'm not talking about any of our sister counties. I'm talking about maybe in other states and what.
Bigger areas.
But I think we are very good, and I think we are very because a lot of them are are either they went to school with us, or 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 they're part of your family, or or you just see them everywhere and you get to know them.
Part of the community,
yeah,
right?
Part of the
Just
community,
like everybody else, they're part of the community.
So I do feel like our county is very good.
Absolutely.
Well, I did that Back the Blue dinner, and it was just awesome, and everybody wanted to come to that. You know what I mean? And it was just so awesome that that the response.
An outpouring of support.
Yeah,
yes.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that publicly needs to be said, because if people need to know that we do good, but we got to keep on. I mean, it's important to keep these things, right. the relationships together.
But wouldn't it be easy for Brent to say, oh, our communities, we have a good tight relationship with it, so why do things like this?
Yeah.
No. But he's still, even with as close as a community we have, and as much support that our police and sheriff get, he's still very proactive in, let's make sure of that. Let's make sure we're seeing everybody.
Let's not let it stop.
Don't stop that momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he makes sure things like this happen.
Yeah.
With volunteers, all these guys, all these people that are going to be involved with this. Yeah. Again, they don't get paid to be there. This is all volunteer work. This is stuff they do for the community because they love that community.
Yeah. And I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, and having different events like this is like you're going to be reaching different people.
Yeah,
with this, with the blood drive.
Yeah, because that other event we had was more based for families with kids in a sense.
Yeah.
To bring your kids out, let them see the lights and the sirens, and that was a great event. But a lot of elderly people or a lot of other people that maybe don't have kids, they might not even come to something like that. Yeah. Whereas something like this, giving blood, we might get a whole different group of people in that is going to get in to interact with our deputies and build stronger relationships. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So usually we need to go and sign up. Is it?
Yeah, that's what they. Yeah, now you can walk in.
Oh, you do take walk-ins.
I think they will allow walk-ins, but you're taking a risk. Yeah. Because if it's all full, if that hour or something is all full, then you're taking a risk. You might have to wait a little while. So again, we encourage everybody to hit any of these social media platforms. You can go to the Red Cross. Yeah. You can go to the church website. You can go to the sheriff's department's Facebook. You can go to Salem Talk, yours, and on there it gives you the information on how to go ahead and get signed up ahead of time and get pre-registered
and
or pre-set up.
To do that.
It's so much easier. It's just so much quicker.
But you've got your time, and I always try to do that. Try to pre-register. You know what I mean?
But we also understand that sometimes people don't know how their day's going to go.
Yes,
it's Sunday afternoon. Maybe you don't know how long lunch is going to take, or maybe you got some family,
Saturday,
and you're just going to try to squeeze in. Okay, that's okay too. Come by, and they'll absolutely do their very best to squeeze you in. But when you can, it's always best to go ahead and pre-register and pre-sign up, and then your time slot's set. So,
Chad, do we have a a goal that we'd like to hit?
1 million gallons of blood collected.
He's going by gallons.
We're getting gallons. 1 million gallons of blood collected from Washington County. Now, we don't have Becky. We don't have a set goal, but we just want as many people there as possible. And I know Washington County, and I have a feeling as the word continues to get out, and we continue to publicize this over the next week and a half here. Washington County's going to turn out.
Oh, I know we will. We put our money where our mouth is.
That's right.
Yeah, we do it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do it. Absolutely. But I just didn't know if there was a certain goal. I mean,
not a specific goal.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic, and everyone, and this upcoming weekend. We have Old Settlers Day, Saturday and Sunday. So this is a good time to get that parched corn and apple cider and get all that going in your system, and then get ready for the
And you'll be ready to give blood the next weekend. That's right. You're all fueled up.
You got to be prepared. Yeah. So I mean, I do believe in, and I think it's wonderful. I think this is going to go over great, and I hope that it continues, and I hope that the relationships, or if you get to know an officer, I hope that they continue the relationships to everybody. Approximately how many officers do we have? Am I putting you on the spot there, Todd?
You are, because I really don't. I really don't know. I'd say between reserve and full time, you're probably talking 60, 70. I would say between reserve, because we got a lot of reserve officers, and I might be maybe an overestimate. Maybe I think we have about 20 or so, 25, 30, somewhere in that range of working officers.
Yeah.
And again, I might be off of there a little bit on my numbers.
Right.
Don't quote me. Sorry, Brand, if I missed that.
I'm writing it down right now.
We're going to be tired.
Yeah.
You just know, we got,
Todd says.
Todd was quoted as
Yes, I
saying.
know.
Yeah, but I think it's somewhere 20-ish or so, I think, of full-time deputies, and then we've got a big reserve corps as well
Yeah,
for
and
backup.
hats off
for
to those
different things.
reserves. You know, I love, you know, and when you have a tragedy, which it's so sad, you know, you hate tragedies, but boy, when you see those reserves and you see everybody showing up, I mean, there's just nothing.
Well, especially when it's something like when you're looking for someone.
Yeah.
You're looking for a child that's lost, or for a senior with dementia that's gotten lost, and you need to mobilize people as quickly as possible. Those reserves officers, they're on call. I mean, they're right there.
Yeah.
To where you can mobilize a large amount of people to immediately start making an impact on an investigation or a case, or finding a missing child or a missing senior.
Yeah, which is just horrible, but you know, but it's true, and it, you know, when you're in a situation that's, you know, a tragedy or something going on, and you see that cavalry, you see those officers pull up. I mean, it is such a relief, and we are so blessed.
Yeah.
And this is something that we need to realize. This is, you know, I mean, something that we don't ever want to take for granted.
Sure.
Because these men and women are sacrificing. They're coming to our call to help us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that is so important. And
Absolutely.
there's not anyone that hasn't had a feeling like that. You know, and when there's a tragedy, having that horrible feeling. You know, I mean, sickening feeling.
Yeah.
And then when you see somebody, an authority coming
Right.
to help, and usually has the like the mindset of clarity to help out.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And you see a bunch of them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's not, you
yeah.
don't even just see one,
right.
one officer come rolling in.
Yeah.
When you see a whole bunch,
Yeah.
and they're there just to help you
Absolutely.
find that person, or to
Yeah.
get through that situation, or
Right.
to get that help that you need. That means a lot. It
Yeah.
means a lot to a community.
Definitely,
for sure.
definitely.
I was pretty excited. You know, we just had a donation from another county of a mobile command center. Maybe some people have noticed the RV sitting
Yeah,
at
tell
the
us
sheriff's
about that.
department.
Yes,
Well, that was
sir.
a donation from another county, a valuable piece of equipment to do that very thing. If there's something that's going on, a tornado, a tragedy, a missing child, a missing adult, and you need to have a command center in an area where people can meet, and you can mobilize different departments, the sheriff, rescue, state. You need to have a spot where they can meet and communicate. This is a valuable piece of equipment that's been donated, and I wish I could remember what county donated it, and I can't. Brent would be able to tell you, but to get this donation and to be able to put that as a part of the rolling unit of Washington County,
Yeah.
to be out there when something bad happens,
Yeah.
what a blessing.
Oh,
you know,
beyond,
what a
above and
blessing,
beyond. Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so just a really neat thing. But again, that's the kind of things that Brent's always trying to do, and the sheriff's department and the police department, is how can they better serve this community?
Right. Well, you've got two things. I mean, that obviously speaks volume that he's got good relationships with other counties,
Yes.
which is so important.
Yes.
Because we know, like, when tragedies happen, sometimes it's not
Yeah,
county
networking.
line.
No,
You know what I mean?
that's
You
right.
have
You
to
gotta
be
do-
able
yeah.
to, you know what I mean, to have that. So that's awesome, because that right there, I mean, tells the story
Yeah.
that there's relationships there.
Yeah.
And then for another county, because we know money is so tight, for them to donate and give us
Oh.
this, that
And that was all. And that was all the radio equipment
that's such a
that was in
blessing.
that unit.
That's a
I mean,
blessing.
this was
That's-
a huge,
That's fantastic.
huge donation. You know,
Yeah.
and so just a real blessing.
Can't even imagine how
Yeah.
much that would cost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be scared.
Yeah,
of
what a
that.
blessing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And it's good to know we have that.
Absolutely.
You know, pray we never have to use it.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
With any emergency equipment,
Yeah.
you got to be ready. You got to be prepared, but you hope you never have to use it. Right.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that with us. You know.
Yeah, sure.
I had been seeing it out there, and I thought, what are they?
Yeah, yeah. I think there's been some little misunderstanding on what that was for. You know, it's not the sheriff's weekend vacation
Tailgating?
home.
It's not for
It's not for tailgating
tailgating,
at the Salem football game. You know, it's a it's a mobile command center, and it's set up with radio equipment to be able to talk. It's
Yeah.
set up with tables so you can sit and have multiple organizations in
Yeah.
meeting, and you know, just a piece of equipment that can really help
That's a
save
blessing.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah. Hats off. That's wonderful. And I think our whole setup, and I know that it's fairly new in the grand scope of everything.
Mhm.
We've got a really nice area there, and it's well served for our community,
Sure.
and also helps other communities out. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And if I think I called you Chase. Did I call
Chad or something.
Chad.
I think it's because we were talking about Chases on the case. Yeah,
that's it. Yes.
That deposited that name in your head.
You start planting seeds of a morning in Becky's brain. I'm telling you right now. Well, Todd, I do know your name, and I
know you do.
But someone just texted me and said, Todd. I know, Todd. Yeah.
Well, thank you whoever texted. But you know my name too.
I just was like, man, let her go.
Let her go. She's out there.
It's
She's
okay.
already out there. Let her just do it. But no, I think it's a blessing, and I think this is awesome, and I want to keep, encouraging everyone. I think our community, we do a lot of great things, and I think we're an active community. I think we do, and I think our unity of everyone coming together, and that's what's awesome. We talk about football, and, like tonight, we got a lot of rivalry going on, and and if you will, some smack talk or whatever, whatever. But boy, whenever when it
really matters.
Yeah, when it really matters,
this community comes together.
It does.
It
Absolutely.
truly does.
Sure does. And we got a lot of. It'll be fun because there's a lot of houses divided too. People that have married. And so this is going to be a fun night, but. It is definitely something that that you can have your sports or whatever, or your competitions or whatever you want to do. But boy, when it comes together, everybody coming together for something, they do.
Important that
They really do. Yeah. Well, I think this is exciting, and everyone get registered, and I'm sure they'll probably fill up quick. I'm going to guess.
That's the goal. That's the hope. Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
really
that it fills up quick. That's right. That's the whole idea. Is we want to give as much blood as possible and make a big impact on the American Red Cross.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and it's October the 8th, and that's a Saturday from noon to 5.
Correct.
Right? So
that's right.
Everyone start getting your iron. That's something when I give iron.
I
run low sometimes on that, so you have to make sure you get a good breakfast.
That means you eat a big steak.
I love that. I could do that. I could see me.
Sorry to our vegetarians.
No. Totally.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's not till noon, so I got time to be carving that steak.
Right. Big steak for lunch, then come out and give blood. That's right.
I'll be a happy girl.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I think this is great, and thank you for Todd for organizing this. And how long have you been chaplain for our county?
Going on 3 years now.
3 years, yeah.
Really love it. Really love serving with those guys. Just great men and women. Again, that really love their community and really love serving this community, and it's a real honor for me to serve with them. Now, just a little bit of clarity there, I'm the chaplain for the employees of the Sheriff's Department. So we've got a lot of other chaplains that take care of like the jail and the prisoners, and that's a ministry in itself, and we've got some great chaplains that do that kind of work. Right. But my job is to work directly with our police officers and with the sheriff to make sure those guys are cared for. Because a lot of times people don't realize the stress they're under and the things they see that we don't see as a community, and it can be tough. And I was a paramedic for almost 6 years, and I know what it's like to work on the road and to see terrible things. And sometimes you need to process that. And so, I feel it just a real honor to be able to care for these men and women and get to talk to them and be in their lives and see how much they care and how much they love this community and love what they do. And so it's a real honor to be their chaplain.
I love that. I'm so glad. I did not realize that specifically. I knew there was a lot of other, and I love that it takes a village. So we're happy that the other pastors come in, and I know for a little bit with COVID it was kind of where we couldn't, and now we're kind of getting where we can.
Sure.
I'm not saying COVID's not still there,
right.
but it is a little more where we're getting back a little bit more.
Sure.
So so I love this, Todd, and I think that's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about your background, if you don't mind.
Well, I've been
that should have been
sure.
mine.
No, that's okay. I've been in ministry now for 25 years, going on 26 years. I started off in youth ministry down in Corden, that First Capital Christian Church down there, the youth ministry down there in Marengo. That's what got me to this area. I went to Louisville Bible College. That's where I got my education, and I've served in many states and many different areas, doing many different things with ministry, and I love serving the Lord, and I love preaching. I preach at Sugar Creek Christian Church in Campbellsburg, so I'm a full-time pastor as well as doing my chaplain work. And I also work for a company called Corporate Chaplains of America, and I have two plants that I take care of, a plastics plant in Bedford and Coca-Cola in Bloomington. and I'm the chaplain for about 200 employees for those two companies. And so I do that in the week too. Go by and see those employees and talk to them, and I'm there for them. And so I love doing the chaplain work, but I also love being a pastor. Sugar Creek's a wonderful church, and I've been there 11 years now, and love serving at Sugar Creek and preaching there. Just a wonderful church, a real blessing. But I love my chaplain work too, so it's kind of exciting. I volunteer for the sheriff's department. And so,
this is a volunteer?
yeah, it's just a volunteer job. Yep, that's just some way for me to give back to the community with some of my time, and so I love that. Again, I have a real heart for these guys because as being a paramedic, and I was in the military, I was an Army medic, and so when you see, you know what these guys are going through out there on the road, and it's hard. It can be really hard. So I have a real heart for that, and so this is one of the ways I do to give back to the community. So yeah, I'm a volunteer for the sheriff's department, and but yeah, that's kind of my background. I got 4 kids and 5 grandkids, and a wonderful, beautiful wife that puts up with me every day, and that's right. Yeah, I'm very blessed man, and I love to serve people and God and this community.
I love that. I didn't realize you were a volunteer. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful. So, we talked about, it's kind of I guess coming full circle, because Monday and stuff, we talked about so much, there's a lot of, we're really bringing out, I know like the Colts are really stressing, and I was with the governor this week talking about kicking the stigma, about talking, and having those conversations with people mentally, and it's so important. And I'm sure like when when an officer, what they go through and what they see, I mean, what a blessing to have a volunteer chaplain that is there to just go over everything and kind of talk, and somebody with your background is even a huge bonus.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And no, I think that's it. I think having someone you can talk to that understands what's happening, what's going on, because if you've never done this type of work, if you've never worked in the EMS or fire or police, it's a very specialized type of work. And so to have someone with that background, but also with the care and the love, and just someone to sit down and talk to.
Yeah.
It's not like I do any great, great miraculous things. It's just, sometimes it's just having someone that's willing to listen and can help you process and then if needed can get you to another level of care if necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is sometimes necessary. You might need to talk to more of a professional. I'm not a licensed therapist or a licensed, I'm just a minister, a chaplain. And so, but what I can do is if someone is struggling more than just a normal amount, I can then refer and help them get to the next level of care to take care of themselves.
I love that so much. And I think to talk to and like you said, I think is and I think that we don't realize sometimes, an officer, so let's say, and I'm just kind of giving a scenario, their shift, if a tragedy happens at the beginning of that shift, and then they have to, if you will, shake it off or go on, and then go on about the rest of their day, other things going on. And I think, sometimes, and we always talk about that, there's not a whole lot of time. It seems like everybody's so busy, so much going on. There's not a lot of time maybe that needs to be processed or dealt with.
Absolutely.
And I think to have somebody, to say, hey, I need somebody to talk with, I just think that this is so important, and I just hope we can kick that stigma, and that it's okay, physically, you go and get, a Band-Aid put on or whatever.
Yeah, or a brace or a bandage, sure.
Why would we not
take care of mental health? Absolutely.
And I think that's really, I think we're, as a state here in Indiana, I think we're really pushing that, and I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope it just keeps trickling on, and I hope so, and I'm so glad, and I'm learning here today. I'm so happy. I just thought you were the general chaplain. I didn't realize that you were the chaplain for the officers.
Yeah, that's
and
all the employees. So that's the jailers, the secretary, anybody in the sheriff's department. Yeah, dispatchers, stuff they have to sit and listen to and hear. Horrible stuff. And so, so for the whole department as a whole, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, what a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about that. Yeah. Because you hear those stories, and I think sometimes we don't realize that there's a lot that that they have to take in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they have to go on to another situation that maybe I think that's a huge blessing. I'm so glad you informed us of that today. What a blessing. And volunteer for that. That's wonderful. we're very blessed to have you, Todd.
Well, thank you, Vicki.
And I'm not just saying that.
Well, I appreciate that. It's my honor. It really is my honor. Like I said, these men and women, I see how hard they work and how much they love this community and how hard they serve, and it's a real honor to be just a small part of their lives and what they do, and to make sure I'm there for them. But thank you for that.
Well, and I love you saying that. That when you talk with them and you meet with them and everything, and you realize the sacrifices that they're doing for our community and how much they love it. I love that you're telling that, because I feel like our community needs to know that.
Sure.
Those are good things. I always believe when you have something like that, a good positive, we need to share that. We need to share that, that these officers, when we see them, we're not necessarily having a 3-hour coffee talk with them.
Right.
Sitting there having coffee with them for 3 hours, or, it's usually something kind of fast, usually something going on or whatever. But to know that how much dedication and how much love they have for our community and what they're doing, because they could go anywhere else and do any other job.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And honestly, it was a little bit of an area where it was hard to find officers.
Yeah.
Because
and what would we do without them?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
You can't even imagine. I can't imagine not being able to pick up my phone and dial 911 and knowing that help's just a phone call away.
Yeah.
If that wasn't there, it'd be terrifying.
No, absolutely.
And so, it's super valuable for a community. And we've got good ones.
We do. Yeah, we do. We do. And they're so professional.
Yeah.
That's what I'm always amazed at just, when you see them and how professional they are and how about that tragedy they are. They're completely calm, cool, and collected and get right in there. And that's such a blessing for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, and I think, too, let's go back, and I'm not trying to, resurrect anything, but remember we went through a few years ago where a lot of our officers took a lot of heat. They were not really well received a lot. Not our officers, not our community.
Yes.
I'm talking about in other
general.
states. Yeah,
yes.
in general.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think, it would break my heart if somebody in our community was not nice to our officers.
Sure.
I don't even want to, I can't even hardly take that in, because I'm so thankful like you are with having them. But we were seeing that, and then we were hearing, that there's shortage of officers, that, will we even be a day where we don't have officers, right? Do you remember hearing that?
Oh, yeah, and even cries for defunding.
Yeah.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Okay,
what are you going to do?
Yeah. And it's
I mean, when someone's breaking into your house and you've defunded the police, well, who are you going to call?
Yeah, right, exactly.
You can't protect yourself in most cases, or a lot of people can. Some can, but a lot of people can't. And what are they going to do? I mean, it's just, it was terrible. And again, I think that's why Faith in Blue said, listen, we need to try to do something to help this. And I think they're doing that and continuing to do that. And that's, I think, going to ultimately make a difference here in how our community perceives our police officers.
I agree. And I again, those were other areas. I don't think we had that, because I think we do in Washington County realize how valuable and the jewels that we do have with us. Yes. I think that's true. I just want to put that out there. I don't, but it was sad to hear other areas talking about that.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible.
And we need to get behind them. And I'm a huge fan too. And Todd, now I'm a big fan of yours. I did not realize. I knew you were the chapel, but I didn't realize that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
good for you. Good for you for giving. Well, I appreciate you coming in, and we'll keep reminding everybody too on the 8th of October. But I do want to talk a little bit about. We're going to switch gears just for a second. Settlers Day is coming up, and I know want to remind everybody 10 a.m. opening ceremony at the museum, and it's a beautiful time for our community. They moved it, and it was in September, but it's going to be there in October, the 1st of October, which is fun.
I think the weather's better.
I think so too.
I want that when you start talking about stuff outside, and you got these guys in costume, and they're working, and they're making rope, and they're cutting wood, and they're carving. It's nice when the weather's going. Going to be a fire. They're doing cider. These are all fall type activities, aren't they? And so I think it's great to get it into the fall a little bit.
I do too.
And I think the weather's going to be perfect.
Yeah,
I think the weather's going to be perfect.
Oh, this weekend's going to be gorgeous. So well played for the committee. And I think that's something that that they took in. And I always love when I go to Settlers Day for it to be a little cooler, a little crisp, in the air. We can bring out the flannels or the blue jean jackets,
Sure, yeah.
And I'm with you. I don't want to be over a kettle. I don't want to see people sweating.
Adding that natural salt into the beans.
I know. We don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. Yeah. But maybe that was the pioneer ways, but not now, not today, back then. But anyway, so they've got a lot of new vendors. Of course, my favorite is the parched corn and apple cider. My girls go crazy over that.
They were already working on the parched corn. I seen the Rotary's pictures.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Some of those vendors are great.
Oh, they are. They are.
There's some new food vendors this year too.
A lot of new
Well, I'm
food
wondering
vendors,
if Brother B's ice cream's going to
They
be
are,
there.
they
Yeah,
are.
I love Brian. Brian's a friend of mine, and
What do you
we've
suggest?
served
Give
together.
us some suggestions.
Oh, everything he's got's amazing. He makes it all homemade. I mean, he makes it in his basement, and
I love that.
It's wonderful ice cream, and he does shakes, and he does sundaes, and it's a really good movie. You gotta catch Brother B. Yeah, he's really good.
What is your favorite? What's your ice cream that you love?
Well, I'm a big chocolate guy. I just love chocolate.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of his chocolate stuff's really great. And then he does seasonal stuff. He'll do pumpkin pie, and I know another one. He does a peach cobbler ice cream,
I've had that
where he grinds up, he bakes the peach cobbler, blends it up, and then adds it to the ice cream. So you got pieces of dough and breading and the real peaches and the cinnamon.
God, I need some of that right now. We need samples.
Brother B's.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You got to grab a big orange truck, and it's delicious.
All
You
right,
got to get by.
Oh, brother.
You got to get by and see Brian.
I
He's
definitely
a great
will.
guy.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. Yeah, and homemade ice cream is such a treat. You know, that was something my grandmother used to make. You don't get homemade.
Well, Brian retired from his regular job, and he does this full time now, and he just pours his heart and soul into it, and you can taste it in his food.
No, it sounds good. It sounds good. So so they're going to be there. There's going to be, like you said, several others. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm going to leave people out. And then, of course, some new vendors. And always, it's also a wonderful showcase for our beautiful museum and the grounds there.
They're having the ham and beans dinner at the train depot. Canton Methodist Christian Mission Team is doing that from 11 to 2. Fancy concessions, Buzzy Bees, Brother Bees,
There's Brother
Lou's
B.
Cafe, Mama Bees, Walton Sue's Cafe Express, and Our Lady of Perpetual Hawks.
Yum.
Yeah.
And I know that they've got some new...
We can have ice cream, we can have wine, we can
Our
have
Lady of Perpetual Hops.
Yeah, that's
You gotta love that name.
absolutely.
Gotta love that
Gotta
name.
love that
Oh,
name.
my
Yeah, definitely. That and your ice cream. There you go. Well, I'm sure you can. I wonder if you can mix the two. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure somebody's tried. Yeah.
I don't know.
A wine float.
There you go. I'm sure that they have those. They have the freezies and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Why not?
Sure,
Right?
yeah, right.
Sure, some people know combinations of that. Well, and then the vendors, they've come, and it's also a time for gathering, everybody getting to see each other.
Yes.
It's a good time for getting caught up with
I think
people.
there's music at the new amphitheater
Yeah.
as well.
That'll be Saturday night. Yeah, and there's a small charge for that. So just
And
to
then
know.
there's church.
Yeah, they do.
Sunday.
Yeah, they do church on Sunday morning. So.
So yeah.
It's always neat.
Oh, I love it.
It's always
Love
neat
it.
going there.
And then and that opening ceremony on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. and they'll be raising the flag, and
aren't they doing? I think they're doing tours where they've restored the
John Hay. Yeah,
house.
they're doing actually a ribbon cutting there. So that's cool. Yeah, and they've really worked hard on the John Hay Center. And anytime you put antique, old-fashioned, or anytime you put those words with anything, it doubles in price on fixing that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, of course, we know that was pricey, but hats off, we got a new roof and got it taken care of. So, good deal. So it's going to be fun, and that's going to be this weekend. All roads lead to the Old Settlers Days. We got football tonight.
Absolutely.
It's going to be exciting.
Good times.
Yeah, and what I'm loving is, Pekin, they've really been on their game.
I'm telling you, I've said it all along.
They're coming
Their
up.
time would come, and
Yeah.
it's
going to be
everything they have worked since they started their program is all coming to light. It's all coming together finally.
It's gonna be awesome.
So
Yeah, definitely. So that's exciting, and we have all three county teams in full throttle tonight. It's going to be fun. And go IU, right? IU playing
right. Nebraska.
Yeah.
Saturday at Nebraska.
Yeah.
So we've got a little plane flight to go out on Saturday morning and coming back on Monday. Plane flight to Nebraska, but we're excited.
No place you'd rather be.
No place I'd rather be. That's
Love
right.
that. That's going to be awesome. Now, your voice carries. So do you scream? Does he hear you?
He doesn't hear me anymore.
Okay.
He heard me well from at high school.
Okay.
Almost too well, probably.
I love that.
I almost got myself in trouble with the referees yelling at them a few times, but he doesn't. He can't hear my voice, but he knows I'm yelling.
Okay,
He knows I'm there.
yeah.
He'll look up. He'll look up. He'll find. He always finds me and
Yeah.
and my wife. We don't ever miss a game.
No, I
and,
love that.
The only games we've missed since he's been 6 years old. The only game I've ever missed was when COVID hit, and they wouldn't let us go to the away game. It's the
Right.
first game I ever missed of my son
Yeah.
playing. So
That's wonderful.
we go to every game, and we really want to support him and his
Absolutely.
dream. And so he knows I'm there. He knows I'm screaming. He knows I'm
Yeah,
yelling.
that's
Even
awesome.
even when you can't hear because there's 40 other thousand people.
I would. I don't know.
But I try. I yell hard.
I'm not too
It
sure.
really depends. Now, like at some of the away games, he can hear me because sometimes we might be closer
Yeah.
than at IU. We have season tickets and we're a little further up. But sometimes at the away games, like we just went to Cincinnati and we were right on the front row, so he was able to hear me there.
Oh, I
So-
love that so
Awesome.
much. I bet your wife says, "Tell him this." You know, yeah.
She's pretty loud too.
Yeah.
She
I
gets-
love that.
yells
Well, I
pretty
would
good
be too.
too. Yeah,
I would lose my
Yeah,
voice.
and I always have to a lot of times apologize to my church on Sunday mornings after games on Saturdays because I've got to stand up and preach.
Yeah,
On Sunday morning, I'm sorry guys, my throat's a little raw from screaming, you know.
Whoops.
And but they're very understanding of that and
I
very
love
supportive of that.
Oh,
And,
sure. Well, we're
but,
very proud of him and proud of your family, a beautiful family in our community, and definitely fun to watch his career and what goes on. You know, I mean, it's exciting. We followed him in high school and now on up to IU, and yeah. So and I love to hear the behind the scenes how wonderful they've been to him too.
And Caleb loves this community, and he is every time he can, he's proud to say I'm from Campbellsburg. And,
I love that.
you
Isn't
gotta
that
say
wonderful?
And
That's
so
great.
He's, he's
Yeah.
young still, so
Yeah.
his playing time will be limited this year just because of his, him still being young. But as he continues to progress in the program, that will get to be more and more, and he'll have more and more of an impact on the community because of that. So it's,
Well, I love any time, that we can, be representative. Isn't it wonderful,
Sure.
for our county?
Absolutely.
It's a win for our county.
Absolutely.
Definitely for, for people to acknowledge and know. And, sometimes, you hear a lot about the North up there, and it's kind of nice to hear.
Well, and I love it because it's really good for the younger players that are coming up in Pekin and Salem and West Washington to know I can be a player from a small county in the southern part of the state.
Yeah.
And still maybe one day be able to go to a big college and play football at a big university.
Yeah.
Kai at West Washington. Kai Strother. I think he's already got several offers. And so of course we had a young man that went to Indiana State. I'm sorry, sometimes my name Brian Jackson Burns. Jackson Burns, he went to Indiana State. He plays for Indiana State. So, we it's good for these younger kids to say, listen, you work hard, and you could go to a school and get scholarships and have your college paid for. And, it's exciting to see that. So as each of these players do that, not just Caleb, but these other guys too, Guy and Jackson, as these guys do that, it's telling a story to these other younger players.
Right.
It's not impossible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Work hard. It's possible. I want to be able to go to the next level. So that's exciting for these younger players.
Definitely. Well, at least good luck.
Well, thank you.
Definitely.
It's a must-win for us.
Well, I'm very happy about, I'm an IU affiliate, and the station, and we're very proud of always of IU and all they got going on. So thank you, Todd Murphy. Keep up the great work. Keep us in the know, and we'll definitely put that on my website. I'll put it on my Facebook. Everyone, roll up your sleeves, get ready to give the gift of life, and give blood on the 8th of October. And I'm excited about that for sure.
Well, thank you.
I'll be ready for my
Anytime
station.
you want me on the show, let me know.
Yeah, come back.
I love radio.
Oh,
Love radio.
I love that. Well, I'm taking notes. I won't forget that. Okay, Todd. Okay. Oh, it's Becky White again. Right, Laura? Look at Laura. Laura's like, once she gets you in your web, go away. Look at Laura.
Everybody always said, Todd, you have the face for radio.
That's so funny. No, that's not true. All right, Laura, let's thank our sponsors.
Absolutely. We want to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox for Lee Wealth Management.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Friday.
Good luck, boys.
All roads lead to Salem for the 147th Annual Old Settlers Days to be held this Saturday and Sunday, October the 1st and 2nd. Both days of the festival will begin at 10 a.m. and end at 4 p.m. at the John Hay Center in Salem. Official opening ceremony will take place at 10 a.m. both days at the flagpole. Immediately following the opening ceremony on Saturday and the grand reopening of the John Hay birthplace, which has been restored. Tours of the John Hay House will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Tours of the museum and train depot will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. An art display will be available in the museum basement from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. The Canton Methodist Christian Mission Team will present a ham and bean dinner in the train depot from 11 to 2. There'll be live music in the Pioneer Village Saturday night from 5 to 10 p.m. Admission is $10, ages 13 and up, and children 12 and under are free. Come take a trip back in time with Old Settlers Days in Salem this weekend. Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends, enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby! Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests, with your choice of white or chocolate cake ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions you have regarding home health care or hospice. The summer heat is upon us. When working outdoors, make sure and stay hydrated. Also check on your neighbors who are homebound. Consider donating a fan or window unit to those who are without. Our family at Hoosier Uplands wishes you a safe summer.
Coffee with friends, family dinners, watching the grandkids play soccer on Saturdays, church on Sundays. Sounds pretty normal. But COVID is still there, and if you aren't vaccinated, you're still at risk. We're almost back to normal. Let's give it a shot. Call Hoosier Uplands Economic Development Corporation today at 812-849-4457 to learn more. Let's give back to normal a shot.
Big park, bigger fun, bigger smiles. Beach Bend Park. There's classic amusement rides for all ages. The famous Kentucky Rumbler roller coaster, daily shows, games, mini golf, and more. Soak up some sun and take the plunge in Splash Lagoon Water Park with wave pool, lazy river, interactive play area, and exhilarating water slides. Or relax in your own private cabana rental. Purchase tickets online and save on one-day admission. Or have twice the fun with a 2-day play pass for $49.99. Active, retired, and veteran armed forces always receive free admission with a valid, non-expired military ID and get a discount for accompanying family members. For bigger fun all summer long, come to Beach Bend Park, where the parking, tubes, and sunscreen are free. For park hours, to book a birthday party, purchase tickets, or a season pass, visit beachbend.com.
Attention seniors, Salem McDonald's has started Senior Tuesdays. Every Tuesday from 2 to 5, seniors receive 25% off their purchase. This offer is not valid with any other offer, and only between the hours of 2 and 5. There's always something to celebrate with McDonald's, with their fresh, hot breakfast, hot cakes, bacon, and eggs, and their bagel sandwich.
We're the show that takes the other show's lunch money. Rick and Bubba.
It is 6 minutes past the hour from the No Name Studio on the bleeding edge of technology. Here we go. From Sweet Home, Alabama to the world. Big Boy's looking on with his reassuring grin. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, the gang is all here. Our guests in the golden ticket seats have settled into their seats today, and they are from all over America. I'm talking about South Carolina, Illinois, Alabama, Mississippi. We're covering it all today. Welcome back, Bill Bubba Buster.
Rick, glad to be here. And thank all of you for being part of the Rick and Bubba.
Bubba, I mean, we've been tailgating. We got it. I mean, they covering the whole country.
This just feels so right, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
we got everything going. Got customized Rick and Bubba shirts. Got shirts from the store. I mean, we got it all. Got people leaving their wife over at the hotel, getting over here. I mean, it's so good to see you, buddy.
She probably was glad we didn't have another right?
Sometimes our wives are not as into something as we are. But, so we'll pretend to be into things they're into. They could leave.
Yeah. And I knew the tailgaters, I knew there was something special about them because of how good the food was.
You talking about these guys that smell like bacon?
I knew something was special about them, and then I realized there was some start from Mississippi, and they said Hell State, and I really knew something special about them.
So we got it all covered today. We welcome you guys here, and hope you like the new digs. For anybody here that's are y'all all new people? Anybody ever been here before? No one's ever been to Rick and Bubba?
So nothing to compare it.
They have nothing to compare. And I like that we got all new people. That's good. That means the new system's working well. All right, so a couple things we need to hit on, Bubba, and we're going to get into this, but ran out of time. So there's this weird thing going on that we are in a recession and the economy is bad, but the administration that's in power now keeps reassuring us that it's fine.
It's kind of a new, it's kind of a Jedi mind trick approach to this. No, the economy's fine. Yes, the economy's fine. We've never really tried that approach. But we have the former Obama economic advisor, Larry Summers, and he kind of spells this out pretty straightforward.
And this is Obama.
Yeah, this is demo.
We basically had inflation under control for 40 years, despite the fact that the price of oil fluctuated, despite the fact that there were all kinds of supply shocks. We lost the thread, along with many other countries, about a year and a half ago with massively expansionary policies relative to the size of the GDP gap. The fiscal stimulus was 5 times as large as it had been during the financial crisis. Basically,
okay, so he said a year and a half ago. Can anybody really point to what happened a year and a half ago?
He wouldn't name it. He wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say the words.
But you know what? He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And this bunch that's in there now doesn't know what they're doing or doesn't care, one or the other. And you just can't spend money like a Saturday night drunk and it not cause inflation on the other side. Everybody who's at 8th grade civics knows that. So why are we acting like it's different now? Yep. And what's their answer to spend more? I mean, like with this debt cancellation on the education money, I don't know. I mean, it's like, is there any adult at the house? Is it just a Saturday night party with the parents gone? What's up here?
Well,
there's a limit. You can't just print money forever because every time they run that printing press, every dollar that's out there is worth less. That's why you're paying more for product. And then the other side of the equation, we have supply chain issues brought on by having a worldwide pandemic and other things. And you've got two